What's good, YouTube? It's your man D Black here with another video. This video is going to be a follow-up to the one that I did prior, basically debating on whether or not I'm going to get the Roland Jupiter or I'm going to go ahead and get the Arturia Polybrute or the Juno X. Basically a couple other synths that some of y'all in the comments and I got hit up, you know, in other ways too. People were saying, hey man, you should get this, you should get that. Well, as you can see, I went on and got that Jupiter X. And I heard mixed reviews about it, right? When I was trying to get this thing, there was people saying, oh, it's too complicated. There was people also saying that they liked it. So it was like mixed reviews with it. But I went on and got it. I listened to some more demos that people had online. Really was looking at the capabilities, when I try to get equipment nowadays, I think about how I can grow with that equipment. How many years can I have it to where I can maximize it? Again, this is more so with the hardware. I've discussed my dilemma with VSTs and plugins for the computer. Basically, those kind of put me in a state where I would just preset dive. And once I was done with those presets, again, I'll do like a little bit of tweaking to them, but nothing too crazy. I would buy another plugin set. And I know I'm not the only one that kind of fell into that trap. A lot of us do, because the computer, when you're working in the box, your mind tells you that things need to go a lot faster, right? You like, man, I gotta rush, I gotta get this done quick. So you're scrolling through presets, find what you want, throw it in the track, and you're good to go. But with hardware, and it's funny because I started off with hardware first. I started off doing this early 2000s, working with hardware, motifs, Tritons, Phantom, all that other good stuff. Hooked up to my MPC, and I would take my time. I got to a point with my MPC 2000 XL, I knew all the controls. So I went on and got my MPC airbrushed, and it was like customized because I didn't need any of the writing on the main, you know, the main interface of the board, you know what I mean? Like, basically, it had nothing on it, but I knew where everything was at because it forced me to take my time to learn the hardware. I needed to find something that gave me that same feeling. Something I can grow into, something that's gonna make me pick up the manual, something that's gonna make me like dig into it and grow with it. And it seemed the Jupiter X was the best choice for that. Simply because a lot of people were saying it was a little complicated to learn how to program it. And for me, I was like, oh, that's up my alley then. I like to tinker with stuff. So that was the best option for me. The Sequential Prophet 10, it was a good way for me to get into designing my own patches. It's a very simple layout. Awesome sound, don't get it twisted. Just because it's a simple layout and doesn't have all that stuff, that doesn't mean the Prophet 10 isn't a beast. I'm pretty sure you've all heard demos of other people playing that thing. That thing is crazy. But it got me into programming in a more simpler way. So when I got the Jupiter X, I can tell you can go in depth with this synthesizer. It sounds good. I went on and did the version 3 update. So that's all good to go. And then I also got the, what is it here? I went on and got this Cloud Connect. I went on and got that. That way I could keep getting fresh sounds. And it comes with a year of the free subscription. I haven't really downloaded anything on it yet. All I did is I took it out the box, I set this up, and then I updated it to that firmware version 3. There was a lot of people saying that version 1, which is what it came with, it overcomplicated a lot of things with that little screen. But once I upgraded it to version, everything was a lot more laid out as far as that little screen. It was a lot more simplified and not cluttered. It doesn't require too much menu diving. And even if it does, again, I'm trying to grow with this synth. I wanna have it for a couple more years because I don't plan on getting another analog synth for another couple years. I have what I need right here. I got a Prophet 10, I got a Jupiter, now Jupiter X, and then I also have my MPC Key 61, which Akai plans on putting more plugins, more sounds through downloads and stuff like that on here. So I can grow with all three of these keyboards. And there's really no need for me to go into the VSTs anymore. That's my plan. I'm not going to say that I'm completely done with them, but I can't tell you the last time I pulled one up. Especially once I got this Key 61, I haven't even touched any of the plugins in my computer. I've been using my Prophet 10 a lot more, just breaking away from that. So all I'm really doing now is I'm simply sequencing my drums, my samples, whatever I chop up on my MPC Key 61. I have everything routed through my mixer. So everything is routed through my Persona Studio Live 32 mixer, because I do use Studio One as my main DAW. I don't use Pro Tools anymore. I don't use Logic anymore. Studio One is a beast. It links up with my board, so I get full DAW control with the mixer. I have all of my hardware stuff routed into the mixer. So everything is working together. And the dope thing that I got right now is I can sample. So if I pull my phone out, I can literally Bluetooth my phone to my Studio Live 32 mixer, and I can sample from my phone wirelessly into my MPC Key 61, which is dope. So I can sample. I have two outputs from the 32 or the mixer going into the MPC Key 61, meaning that anything I plug into that mixer, any other synths I get can all be sampled. Everything can come back into the Key 61 for resampling purposes, chopping up different things, playing some chords, manipulating the chords in the Key 61. So I have full control now of what it is I want to do. I can also quickly record into the DAW. Everything is intuitive now. This is probably one of the best setups that I've had in over the past over 10 years. I've had different setups, multiple different things going on, and I'm finding that this one is the most, I can get creative a lot faster with this current setup that I have now. So again, I went with that Jupiter X. I did get it off Reverb. This is the first time that I actually bought a synth or anything secondhand. The quality is pretty good on it. It was mint condition. I got it for a good price, over $1,000 off of it. And it looks like this thing was used maybe 2 times. It's like brand new. And so I think I paid like $19.25 for it. $19.25, free shipping. And those that have this understand that this thing is like a tank. So it weighs like 60 pounds, something like that. I don't know. It's heavy. It's heavy as shit. The guy gave me a good deal on it. He gave me a thick case as well. Not like a hardened case, but one of those thick foam fabric type of cases. Then that case alone was about $200 and something. So he threw in a case and he threw in a mint condition Jupiter X with free shipping. I got that off for $19.25. So I got a crazy deal. I had to jump on that. That was my first time getting anything off of Reverb. So shout out to them. I mean, it was a smooth transaction. Everything was good to go. I was going to do an unboxing, but I just didn't have a time. This thing came in a huge box. I just didn't really have the time. I was a little paranoid because it's the first time I got something secondhand like that. So I wanted to make sure it worked first before I started recording unboxings and all this other stuff. So I unplugged it or plugged it up. I got everything running and it was working fine. And I just went on and threw that huge box away because I was ready to process a refund if I needed to. But it was as described, so I have no issues. And again, it was like, this thing is like brand new. And I got it for over $1,000 less than getting it brand new. So that was a plus. I hit my 2,000 mark for a new synth. So in the next couple years, I'm gonna grab another analog synth, but right now, I mean, I'm good with what I got, man. So Yeah, I'll be making some beats with this thing once I learn how to program a couple patches. Oh, and the patches that this thing comes with, I don't even know how to throw that into a beat right now. It's so big, the sound is so big. So like if I'm playing a drum loop or I'm like programming some drums on my MPC, and as soon as I start hitting chords on this thing, it's just like I don't even know where I could fit another sound in because it's just so grand. Which is cool. I like that. This will allow me to get into those sounds, strip them down, see how they're layered, because you can do a lot of layering, a lot of programming within this thing. So if you want to program, if you want to get into programming like I want to, real deep into it, then the Jupiter X isn't a bad deal. Like it sounds amazing. Like this thing sounds amazing. I can't say it enough. With the version 3 firmware update, it simplifies and it takes away a lot of the clutter and issues that it had. So yeah, that version 3 is spot on. So yeah, let me know in the comments, do any of y'all have the Jupiter X, or I've been seeing that Juno X. Does anybody have those? Let me know. I think Roland's heading in a good direction with these synths. You can get all their previous stuff on the synths, and then you can go ahead and grab one of these. This was like 99 bucks, and it gives you a free 1-year membership to the Roland Cloud. But I just wanted to bring it to y'all first, let y'all know what I decided to do. Thanks to everybody in the comments for pointing me in the right direction. On my previous video, there was a lot of people just saying, hey man, go with that Jupiter X. A lot of you have some good ideas, some good input, have done thorough research. So I'm here to get information from y'all along with the research that I do to make my decisions. I want to reach out to the community. So again, I want to thank everybody that did give me some advice and kind of point me in a direction. And even those that do have the Jupiter X, sharing your experiences with that, I really appreciate it. So yeah, thanks again. I'll holla at y'all.